Hello friends, welcome to my new vlog. I'm in my main bedroom now, and as you can see, that dark grey sparkly wallpaper has come down on this side. The colour is to me like pink. I wanted a lilac and that's what I thought I ordered at the paint shop, but I ended up with this and I was so tired I actually didn't go back to the paint shop with it. I just put it on the walls, but I think maybe next spring I might paint over this to be like more of a pale purple colour. Or maybe not, who knows what I'll be doing next spring. Anyway, in this video, I will be going to Margate, showing you my recent trip to Margate to the World International Cinema Awards. The reason why they were held in Margate, they were going to be held somewhere else, is because the festival organisers had some family situations that they needed to be in their hometown for, and therefore it was at Margate. But to tell you the truth, it was lovely. Margate was beautiful. So I really hope you enjoy this trip to Margate with me, and I may come back at various points to fill in some things I thought of. Okay, here we go. So here's my room. I'm at the Westbrook Guest House in Margate for the World International Cinema Awards, and this is my room. I don't have an ensuite, which is kind of unusual. I have a shared bathroom, so I'll try and have a look at that later. It really seems a nice room. The sea is very, very close by. And let's go over to the window. It looks like a really nice street. Yep. Let's see. Welcome to our guest house, Tracy and Colin. Oh, that's nice. And the bed looks very comfortable. Yeah. And apparently breakfast is not included. I have to decide what I want for my breakfast. So let's have a look what they've got. Okay. Light breakfast. Bowl of cereal, slice of toast, yogurt, piece of fruit, $3.95. Small breakfast. Sandwich on toast. Bowl of cereal, yogurt. Okay, sandwich and hot drink to go, £3. That's good value. Good grief. I'm used to London prices. Veggie breakfast, vegan breakfast, gluten-free breakfast, medium breakfast, large breakfast. Oh my goodness, cool. Okay, well, I'll probably go for the veggie breakfast at $6.95. Great. The Westbrook Lodge Guest House. Okay, so we have a selection of teas and coffees, which are most welcome. I'm quite hungry. And yeah. And there is a little sink, so that's good. I've not stayed in a room with no bathroom for a long time, I think since I was in New York, but it looks nice, and yeah, I'm glad to be here. Couple of little biscuits. Oh, very welcome. Hello friends, here I am, just going to have my cup of tea. I am pretty tired, but I will head out and do a little bit of filming, just show the outside of the guest house. I was a little bit surprised when the lady they told me, that the lady and gentleman who have this guest house, that they recently had the hotel inspector coming, and I was surprised because normally when the hotel inspector goes places, then they're a bit ropey, and this place is really nice. And they said yes, the hotel inspector was pleased with them, but offered a few suggestions, and apparently that show is going to be on television in the next month. So now I've got to watch it. So this is great. Anyway, cup of tea. Whew. I love to see fish because I don't have fish. Cookie would harass them. So it's just lovely to see these beautiful fish. And it's very guest housey. Love it. Okay. Very nice. Captain's quarters. There's a lovely staircase. It says the cupboard under the stairs. I think this is Harry Potter house. Stained glass reception way is so pretty. It's really sparklingly bright. And then got some leaflets here. I've already been past the Dreamland ballroom. A nice clean tiles, and then this is cute. Waiting for my letter from Hogwarts. Okay, lovely. This is a bit better to see it. This is the Westbrook guest house where I'm staying. I'm not quite sure where my room is in relation. Maybe it's around the side. But it's a beautiful evening, and so far I'm very happy and glad to be going to the festival tomorrow. Hooray! Wow, oh, this is just beautiful. This is Margate Beach with a lovely seagull up there. I'll go and try and get a shot of the sparkling water over there. What a view over there. That's just beautiful. Oh, the sea is just gorgeous. I'm so relieved to be here after quite a difficult journey. There's some little beach huts down there. Everyone's enjoying the sands. I think I'm now going on the hunt for some fish and chips. Yeah. So, Royal Esplanade. I don't think I've ever been to Margate before. Or maybe I have briefly. Been to Broadstairs before. Okay. And welcome to Westbrook Bay. And then there's very pretty manicured flower beds here, overlooking the sea, and another lovely view of the sea. More lovely flowers. I think it's so great when seaside towns keep on top of this sort of garden, and because it's so easy for seaside towns to get a bit dilapidated and drab looking. It really helps when they make these efforts, so that's great. It's definitely a film festival when you've got palm trees, blue skies. Oh yes, yes, this is lovely. And look at this sort of sunken pot. It's kind of like Greek or something. Oh, this is so cute. Better get onto the beach and have a lovely walk. I just stopped for a second because there was this lovely set of tiles here. It's beautiful artwork. Okay. And it says, Planet Tiles of Joy, Jaw Ceramics. Okay. Well, I want joy. It's good for me. I like the little octopus there. Beach hut happiness. This really is the life. Okay. Do not climb over the rocks. Okay. Look at that gorgeous terrace of houses. Why does there always have to be one with scaffolding on it? Well, one day they'll fix that house and then there'll be no scaffolding and it'll be gorgeous. I'm just nitpicking. Hello friends, so I'm now heading into town, and you know, I think I have been to Margate before, because that sort of tower block of flats there right by the station seems quite familiar to me. So I think I have been here before. Anyway, on to fish and chips. These are pretty, the way they've been painted up. It's just a really beautiful evening. It's quite cool. Yeah, it's not your average toilet. Dreamland is quite famous. Sounds good. These look like proper chips. Proper vinegar. Oh, lovely. I should sit on the beach to have this, but I just think you'd get mugged by the seagulls. So, this looks good. Hello friends, well I've had my fish and chips, just the chips actually, I was really naughty. Had my chips and I'm making my way back to the Westbrook guest house. It's just a beautiful evening. It's absolutely gorgeous, couldn't be better. And I found this lovely tablets with some poetry on it. I'm losing my ability to speak. Let me turn around and show you this poetry, it's beautiful. Suddenly I am aware of the toffee lolly that I hid from him in my pocket and had forgot. Insects are dive-bombing me, spooked by the crisp, sharp sound of leaves creeping over on the ground. Wow, okay. But in the distance, the soothing rustle of the sea. Shh. Beautiful. My cheese and pickle sandwiches made by Mum are heavy in my lap. The air scented with grass, damp and sweet, and vinegar on chips and candy floss. I see nothing. The sun is in my eyes. Earlier I was watching birds on waves of air and kids yomping ice cream. Well, that is... I don't know what poem that is, but certainly sums up the sea. I mean, I made a beeline for the chips today. More lovely landscaping. Okay. Standing stones. The words on these stones arose out of a public art project carried out in 1997. Writer Susanna Dunn worked with local children at Artwise Youth Club Ramsgate and other venues to explore ideas and thoughts about Margate. Oh, lovely. This structure with the flag really looks like the top of a ship, and then there's a sailor looking out to sea. Cool. A Nail and Rock Hotel. Looks as if it's once been quite grand and it's now a little bit scary looking. But you know, maybe look at those weeds growing in the top bit. I mean, it's got loads of character. Okay, I must read about the Nail and Rock. Well, there's no vacancies, even if it is a bit scary looking. There is beautiful old glass windows here. Wow, it's very atmospheric. Hello again friends. Well, I did do a little bit of reading up online about the Nail and Rock Hotel. In a sense I was right, it was a very posh hotel apparently in the Victorian Edwardian era. Charlie Chaplin stayed there, and apparently as recently as the 1990s Mick Jagger had a big party there for his parents' wedding anniversary. In more recent years it's now home to asylum seekers, which is obviously very important, but kind of explains why it's no longer looking very grand, but hopefully, you know, it's still fulfilling a very important job. And I'm someone who, you know, I love old buildings to look really gorgeous, so a part of me wishes that it could go back to being a grand hotel again, but you know, it's just maybe too expensive to ever do that, but you never know. And as I say, the asylum seekers are staying there, so that's, you know, that's good for them. It's a bit later. I'm just going back to the Westgate guest house. I'm tired but very pleased to be here. I'm looking forward to getting to the festival tomorrow and seeing some movies. I feel that this hanging rail is a really good use of the space. I think I might try and get something like this for one of my rooms in my house. Cool. It's pretty early, but I'm Back in my room, and I'm loving this book by Karen Grassel, who played Ma in Little House on the Prairie. Hopefully tomorrow night I will be doing a bit more socializing, but tonight, just an early night with my lovely book. Hooray. Good morning, friends. Well, I slept well and grateful to be here. I'm soon going down to have some breakfast, so I'll show you what I've got for my breakfast. It looks very nice. And yeah, I'm surprised at how tired I was. My book by Karen Gressel from Little House on the Prairie was very interesting. I've not quite finished it yet. Maybe in my next vlog after this one I'll tell you what I thought of it, but so far it's been unputdownable. Ah, the day looks beautiful. It's a perfect day for a film festival. Here's the breakfast room. There's lots of shaggy Highland cattle. It's a nice dresser. And lots of beautiful cacti here. I think maybe I'll sit down here.
You keep concentrating on whatever you're doing, and definitely not on honeycomb sauce and caramel sauce. Chocolate just round the corner. Go on, owned by you, I value.
Selected stores subject to
Looks nice.
store for details.
Well, that's better. I've had my breakfast and I'm now heading off to the film festival. Okay. These are some of my cards for the film that's being nominated at the festival. John Tregenoweth, his mark. It's a magic lantern film. And let's see. There's a bit at the back and one of the magic lantern slides. The film is about the early work of Hope UK, the charity I work for. And this magic lantern show was in our archives. And so a few years ago now we made a film about it. And this is just probably a last festival showing for this movie, but I'm awfully pleased to be showing it again. Lovely morning. The sun's not fully out yet, but there are people walking their dogs on the beach, and yeah, it's very nice, and little breeze is just perfect temperature, I would say. Okay. It's a really interesting mixture of old buildings. Often seaside towns are like that, I suppose, because they were just built at a time in the Victorian Edwardian era when people had got rich and came to the seaside for a break and just built their fancy villa. But yeah, just beautiful houses. Here's where it is. All this. Okay. Time to go in. So this is the Nayland shelter where T.S. Eliot wrote part of his poem, The Wasteland. And it's been refurbished in recent years. And if I just turn round, there's a blue plaque, Thomas Stearns Eliot. Yeah, wrote part of the poem, The Wasteland, while sitting in the Nayland Rock shelter, October and November 1921. How fantastic, eh? History in front of us. What a beautiful view from the shelter. Wow. Hello friends, I just got back from my first day at the film festival and it was just amazing. I saw so many great films. I think possibly when I get home and I'm adding to this film, I'll tell you a little bit more about the different films that I saw, but they were really great, and I met some lovely people, and it was a great day. And yeah, all I had today to eat after my breakfast that I showed you was like apple crumble and cream. But I'm not hungry. I mean, I was just sitting all day. So I'm going to get to bed now, and there are more screenings tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning, so I will see you in the morning. Good morning, friends. Well, I'm up, I'm dressed, and I'm getting ready to go to breakfast. I'm just going to have a small breakfast today because it's the awards dinner tonight. So the weather is set to be lovely today, though apparently it's going to rain this evening, but that's okay, fair enough. Yeah, yesterday I saw so many fantastic films. I'll maybe describe them a bit more when I get home, but no, it was a wonderful day, and I learned a lot, and I saw so much interesting stuff, met very nice people. So I'm just going down to breakfast now. Yes. Hello friends, here's my outfit for today. It's got sort of toucans on it, and a sort of yeah, it's very summery looking. And I've also got this bag that's like a seashell, which is quite sweet, and my accreditation, and yes, this is good.
Yeah, we'll get deep water.
Fish then?
I do like fish. I mean, I've got a cat, so he would pester fish all the time if I got fish, but they're beautiful. Oh, they're just stunning. Wow, that little works of art. Oh, wow. The Royal Sea Bathing Hospital, founded in 1791. They must have thought that the seawater was very health-giving. How amazing. Wow. The Old Kent Market. Sorry about the cars going past. There's wonderful sort of friezes here. Faces. Okay, I look round here. We have the Turner Contemporary Art Gallery. And then this rather cool building with the neon sign, I think that's the information centre. Okay, time for a quick look. The Turner Contemporary, free admission. And they've got sand in the landscaping here, with, I presume, sand-friendly plants. And I think I'm just a bit too early for them to be open. We'll try and get back later. From a distance, this thing looks like a sort of mermaid's tail, but actually I don't think it is. It's just 2.5 miles to Westgate-on-Sea. London's further than that. I think it's been donated by the Royal Bank of Scotland, so I guess it's just something about Margate's heritage. Interesting. Changeling Theatre presents Twelfth Night by William Shakespeare, Shakespeare on the Beach, the Margate Main Sands, Sunday 20th of July at 5 p.m. Wow, a lot of work for just one show. Well, it's an amazing morning. Okay. That rubbish truck is the fastest I've ever seen. They were in and out of here like a terrifying flash. Okay. Another lovely morning. I never stopped loving you. Oh, that's nice. Margate Pier and Harbour Company. Okay. The Droit House. Maybe I'll try and get in here later too. The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. This tablet is erected to commemorate the disastrous loss of the Victory, lugger of this port, to the destructive gale of the 5th of January 1857. Oh my goodness. Oh dear, a lot of deaths. Whoso is wise will ponder these things. Oh my goodness. It's a lovely tribute. Thank goodness it doesn't happen very often. Hello friends, oh it's getting a little bit colder now. Funny, it's been so hot all week. Well, that morning I didn't take any footage at the festival because I arrived and I just immediately started watching films till about lunchtime. There were so many good movies and it's hard for me to talk to them about you because a lot of them are not readily available in the UK. I did see an amazingly funny film called Shuzen about a kind of this figure called the Sermon Mask, who's a kind of holy monk who appears with a little gong every time someone does a bad thing in this particular town. And it was just so funny. I mean, it was the idea that these scumbags would stop what they were doing because of this Sermon Mask person. But I was laughing so much, I was crying, but a part of me was thinking, what if this is a part of this country's culture and I'm being very insensitive by laughing? But I was very relieved to find out from the director later that it was definitely supposed to be funny. So hooray, that was good. I also saw a wonderful, I think it was a Korean film called Water Lilies, about some young people who come to the city and they really give each other a very bad time, and there was also a theatre company involved. One of them wants to be an actor and all the kind of nuttiness of show business is involved, and I really enjoyed that. I saw another wonderful documentary about Ukraine and paramedics who help soldiers who are very badly injured or who are dying, and it's called The Last Ride Home, and it was just horrifying. Obviously the filmmaker has been to the Ukrainian front a number of times to do the filming, and wow, that was just makes you realize, you know, how much you can be grumbly about things that don't matter at all. There were so many good films. I don't know what more to mention. Let's see. Oh yes, I saw another amazing documentary called A Beast Touched the Mountain, and it's set in the Appalachian Mountains in America, and it's all about this gas pipeline that the American government and a gas pipeline company forced upon the people of this mountain and how they fought against it unsuccessfully. But again, it just opened my eyes to how miserable how miserable their lives can become with just a stroke of bad luck. So, I mean, there were so many good films, but those are ones that really stood out to me. And I'm so grateful I was there. Look at these tiny little houses. They must be like little carriage houses in the back of the main house, but like this one has a chimney. It's just too much. It's just gorgeous. Wow. I'm so glad I came down here and took a wrong turning. Another amazing old building. Looks like a shooter or something. Wonderful flowers. Okay. Lucky people who live there. So I'm outside the Shell Grotto in Margate. I'm just really curious to see what it's like. It's a beautiful day, and I'll just try and head inside. Crazy lady.
I refuse to buy stupid things that I want to use before. So I just want one decoration thing for my house.
She's got quite a look. patience. What patience to make all this. I just can't believe it. Wow. Now the shell grotto was really amazing. It was just beautiful. The proportions of the tunnels and the altar room was really great. I bought a little book about the shell grotto, which I'll show you in a minute, and I've only got kind of 3/4 of the way through, so I haven't come to the conclusion. But it seems like the dominant thing to think about the shell grotto is it was obviously built to be a secret. Now, it could have been a secret because it was going to be used for ceremonies and it was a bit kind of woo-woo and occulty. Or it could be, I think, that just in those days, someone created it and didn't want to show what they'd done because it could be considered a bit eccentric. Apparently at that time, rich people sometimes made shell grottos or shell rooms or shell casements and stuff. And they used very exotic shells from abroad and it was all very fancy and that was fine. But I wonder if it was a somewhat more ordinary person and they just felt that their shell work could be somewhat ridiculed or they could look a little bit silly. Or maybe it was just their equivalent of My Fairy Shed. It was just a private place that they wanted to go to and they didn't want other people to know about it. Some people think that it could have been built by a man who was a bricklayer who owned the house that was above the shell grotto. But apparently he was only there for 5 years and the shell grotto contains thousands of shells and it would seem to be quite a tall order to do the whole grotto in that 5 years. But then he was an artisan. It would be easier surely for him than for you or I. But who knows? When I get to the end of the book, I'll see what they conclude. But predominantly it was clearly a secret place. For whatever reason, I don't know, but it was quite haunting and beautiful. And if you're anywhere near Margate, I recommend you go to the shell grotto. Wow, look at the dino. I've got some shell boxes. Here's some really beautiful shells. Here's some little boxes. Shell hedgehogs. Other shells. Oh, these are lovely. A few of these shells I've already got. Wow, really cute. Okay. Right. Beautiful, very Victorian somehow. Hello friends, well I've just come out of the shell grotto. It was really amazing. I bought a little book about it and I wish I'd read the book before I went in. But I'll try and read the book before I put together my vlog and I'll tell you what I found out. It looks very eerie and kind of mysterious. I'm now going to go to the Turner Gallery, have a look round. The shop at the shell grotto is just beautiful. I could have bought so much stuff, but I really limited myself. Okay, go onwards. Well, as you saw, that shop at the shell grotto was really beautiful. There were so many things I would have loved to buy, but being in such a mess in this house, it has started to teach me a lesson about not buying stuff that I really don't have a place for and I don't need. If I come back to Margate in future, and I'm sure I will, I probably will succumb to the temptation of the shell grotto shop. But as it was, I just got this book, which has so far been very interesting. And talks about all we know about the grotto, and I got these 2 pretty shells. I could have bought so many more, but I thought they looked somewhat Victorian looking. I was a bit worried about buying shells, but apparently the shells that they sell are almost all a byproduct of the fishing industry, so they're kind of available anyway. It's not that they went and just hunted down these shells for the sake of it, because apparently shells are a part of the beach and a part of the ecosystem, and you shouldn't take them from the beach. Yeah, so I guess nowadays the shell grotto really shouldn't happen. Anyway, that's what I limited myself to buying, the book and the shells, and I was really pleased with those. So this stained glass window with the sea is a piece of art. That's so interesting. It's beautiful. Okay, I'll move upstairs. Another look at that view. friends, well, I've had a quick look around the Turner Gallery and it was awesome. I need to come back, but it really brings the feeling of the sea into the building, and it's just a building that perfectly sits into its environment. It's really amazing. I really recommend you come and see it. now I think I'm going to get an ice cream. Look at that cloudscape. It's just incredible. Wow. I didn't go to the information centre in the end. I'm not really going to have enough time, unfortunately, but those clouds. Wow. It's such a narrow building. I can't believe how narrow it is. This looks good. Very nice. Hello friends, well I've had an amazing day. The morning watching all those interesting movies, and then this afternoon going to the Shell Grotto, looking a little bit around some shops, the Turner Art Gallery, walking by the sea. It's been tremendous. I've had such a nice time catching up with old friends, chatting to them, and then tonight I've got to get ready to go to the award ceremony. I'm going to put on my long dress, and hopefully it'll be a lovely evening, and I'll take a little bit of film there. Called Hope UK, as well as being an actor, and we are a drug education charity. In 1847, some children came to their Sunday school teacher in Leeds and said, "We're very worried because our parents drink so much alcohol," and it was a big problem then. I mean, it was people's only release. And the Sunday school teacher said, "Well, let's have a group and let's discuss it, let's address that," which was wonderful. And they formed a group and they decided to be alcohol free and drug free. And that group became the Band of Hope, and it's now Hope UK, and every year we do drug education sessions with thousands of children, and this was a magic lantern show from our archive. So we're very honoured for this award. Thank you very much, and thank you for your support of Hope UK. Thank you very much to Film Fest International and to Carl for our support over so many years, and for helping us get out our message, so thank you very much. Perfect end to a lovely day. Well, good morning friends. It's the last morning from Margate and the film festival is kind of over. I'll be going down to breakfast in a minute, and this could be my last post from Margate. I might do some filming on the way to the station, or I may just get straight on the train if there's nothing to see. Might be nice to have a little look at the beach in the time I have left, or get a pebble or something. It's been really wonderful, and I'll be glad to get home, of course, and I'll explain why the Cinema Awards have been held in Margate when I get back and I do my intro. So thank you for watching this far, and I will see you in my outro, in case this is my last post here. As an update to yesterday, apparently the sea bathing hospital is now being made into very bougie flats. So no longer a hospital, but a very beautiful building, and apparently some lucky people are going to have flats here. Okay, I'll get moving, it's noisy. Okay, just off to the station. Goodbye Margate, but I'll be back, as the Terminator said. Lovely place. Well friends, thank you so much for joining me on my visit to Margate. It was wonderful. The sun was glorious, the beach, the vistas were beautiful. It was so inspiring and so good for the soul to have that sea air kind of wafting over me, and just taking a break from this house, which is getting into shape now, which is great. But it was really lovely, and of course, as you saw, I did win an award, and that was really lovely. And so I want to thank the World International Cinema Awards, Film Fest International, and thank you for supporting Hope UK's short film. And yeah, it was wonderful, and thank you for watching to the end, and I hope you will look at my next vlog. Thank you.